It's Saturday night. Well, it is in the UK anyway, but it may be morning, it may be afternoon, it may be evening. It could be anything, just like it could have been anything at Anfield today. But we will tuck into that and all things football. It's Saturday night, so it's your favorite calling show. Call in Khan. Why don't you call in and speak to Grizz Khan and speak to Daza and speak to the other guests that we may have? Because there is a whole heap of topics and agendas and narratives and players and managers to speak on. And this is all before the mid-Mank derby that's taking place tomorrow. The mid-Mank derby. I did say the mid-Mank derby. And our Chelsea suddenly title challengers, if they win tomorrow, they go, I believe, 4 points behind Liverpool, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. People, so much to talk about, so many topics to talk about, but we don't set the agenda for today's show. I don't have a say. It's all about you guys. Whoever wants to speak about whatever they want to speak about, come in, call in, and speak your shit. And to speak my shit with me, I've got Mr. Positivity himself. On days and afternoons and evenings like these, you need a bit of ray of positivity in your life. And I have got the man for the occasion, especially for Arsenal. Maybe not for Arsenal fans. Don't think he's sticking up for Arsenal, but he's definitely going to stick up for Liverpool. Daz is in the building. Hello, Daz.
Hey, how you doing, mate? You all right?
Well, first and foremost, I need to give a public apology. I've apologized in private, but I need to tell him, I need to tell the world what happened. Daz messaged me as soon as we had gone down to 10 men and were losing 1-0. And he went, "Calling show, Chris?" I went, "Fuck off." I went,
Well, it
I
was
went, now's not the time to discuss calling shows, Daz. My head's on Mars here right now. But of course, I apologize. And he knows what I meant. And he knows the state of mind I was in and have been in. Daz, what's happening, mate?
Yeah, I didn't think anything of it, mate. Like I told you,
I know you
I,
didn't.
I at the time I was probably the most negative I've been about Liverpool. Like I thought it was going to be at that point. I was like, I did not see a way back. I was like, it's going to be 3-0 to Fulham. But I said it's that time of year. You know, miracles happen, and semi miracle. I don't know. I mean, starting with the game, I guess we didn't look great, and then 17 minutes, Robbo did what it seems to be what Robbo's doing nowadays, and kind of messing up for us.
I'm sure there's
And
going to be a lot of chat around Robbo tonight. If there's Liverpool fans in the chat, there will be.
yeah. It was a mistake. I think Slot intimated that he had a knock before that or something, and
Yeah,
wasn't
well,
up
he
to
was on the
speed.
receiving end. He was on the receiving end of a very high challenge, which could have resulted in a red card of its own from Diop.
Yeah, so I don't know whether that affected anything, but anyway, you know, we're already 1-0 down. Trent wasn't in position for the Robinson cross, and again, Robbo at the back post. Could he have got ahead? I don't know. Could he have done more? I don't know. But then we go and we go 1-0 behind, get the sending off. I don't really remember too much of that, the rest of that first half, to be honest, because it was just a bit of a shit show. I mean, he had Grav doing Grav things. I mean, he had Grav everywhere. Who
Total football, as they
Yeah,
say. He's
like
actually known for total football, and Grav was the epitome of total football. In fact, I'm going to tweet that. I might get a few likes.
So yeah, so first half happened, and then we come out second half, and I'm just like, please, I believe. At that point, I'm just like, if we can get a draw out of this, a point. I'm looking at Arsenal's game, and I'm like, they're still 0-0. They're gonna score.
Still 0-0, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
mean, that's
like,
the saving grace, right? We turn over, we're disappointed, frustrated, but relieved and proud, I'd say. They're the four adjectives I'd use to describe us as Liverpool fans tonight on the whole. I mean, obviously, there's extremes in every fan base that are going to be, oh, it's over, or the other extreme is going to be, what a magnificent point. No, there's a middle ground, frustration, relief, but also proud.
I'm proud. I wish at the end of the day, 10 men for 73 minutes or whatever. We actually should have won the game. And I know it's at Anfield, and I thought the crowd were really good, by the way. I thought the crowd were good.
Yeah, magnificent. Crowd were
Yeah,
magnificent.
really, really backed them, which you expect. Liverpoolians are awesome people. So I thought we could have gone on to. I thought we could have gone on to, which is great for us. Like you look at you take it into context of what happened today with the Arsenal
Daz, I've got a
result.
hot take. This is why my head was on Mars today. Like I'm still reeling. I've just asked for a cup of tea and a paracetamol, and hopefully the callers will keep it going because I really don't want to talk today. I want you guys to join in the chat and speak. Don't come on if you're just gonna sit there like a lemon. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be very rude today. If you just come on and sit like a lemon, have points, have questions, have talking points, because this is about you guys. I do this on a Saturday night for everyone else to join in, and instead of tweeting away and saying this and this in the comments and the chat, come on and say what you want, speak to who you want, tell me off. Come and tell me off. Even if you want to come on and argue with me, come and argue with me. But join in. Smash, like, subscribe, big up the community. As Suj says, he's actually in the building. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people already waiting to come on. Great start. I'll be revealing the order in a minute. Order depends on whether you're a member first, then second time is the first time callers get priority, and then third time just if I like you. I'm just being honest. If I like you, pick up the community, hit the like and subscribe as you enter. Big up, title race is way too open. What do you think about that? Is the title race way too open? How are you seeing it already? It's way too early to call either way, right? As
Look,
today shows.
Mr. Positivity, like you said at the top of the show, I am. I think if we had had 11 men today, we win that 4-1. We'd have beaten them. So I do not see a problem going. We only dropped 2 points today because we're down to 10 men. We would have won that game, and I see us winning. I really do. I absolutely do. I said this to you about 3 weeks ago, and you were like, nah, it's all about Arsenal. It's all about Arsenal. I said Chelsea. Chelsea are going to be the sneaky little bastards to come in there and just try and do something. But because I believe that we are capable of being so good. I believe we are a team that can do 15 games unbeaten. We might get a couple of draws, and I've heard people say draws lose your titles. But I also believe that Chelsea are going to draw games. Arsenal are going to draw games.
Oh, yeah.
Man City are pretty much done. And even, What? You don't agree?
If they win tomorrow...
if they win, I don't give a shit. They're not going to do anything. City this season.
That's how many points are there behind us? If they
can, I don't. It doesn't matter. They're going to drop. They're going to lose another 2 games this season. Draw another couple. I think I heard something like if Liverpool are on their trajectory of what we've been doing,
we need 16 more wins to secure the title. We were allowed 3 defeats and 4 losses. 3 defeats, 4 draws. That's one of the draws out of the way. We are still on course for 16 wins. Now we're allowed 3 draws and 3 losses.
Yeah, allowed. And that's with what? Arsenal?
That's to reach 90 points. That's to reach 90 points, which is probably what it's going to take to win the title. Around that. We will get into it. We will get into it. As Marcy says, if Brentford take points off Chelsea tomorrow, this result will feel better. That's what Daz is saying. So it says in a super chat, says, big up Grizz and Daz. Hit the like and subscribe, people. That's right. There's 100 of you guys in here. We should be on a minimum of 50 likes. If we're not, I'm disappointed and I'm frustrated. I'm disappointed and I'm frustrated, but I'm proud. Even if we haven't hit 50 likes, just like Liverpool today, disappointed, frustrated, but proud. People, the order of the callers for the first 4, and then I'll work out the rest. Will be Suj will be first. K Janati, that's Cam. Cam will be second. Abdulaziz will be third. Yuvraj will be fourth. That's the first 4 for now. Open to change, maybe. We'll see. I'm not sure. Hold on, what's this brother doing, man? Calling me while I'm on a calling show. Doesn't he know Saturday night is KALL-IN-KHAN? Don't you know Saturday night is KALL-IN-KHAN?
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah, my bad. Can you do your job tomorrow, please? Please. Can you do your job?
Yeah.
United. Oh, fuck off. You got me singing United.
Is that Saeed?
That's Saeed, yeah. All right, let's get some callers in. Let's see what's happening, man. Let's see what's happening. None of your business is in the building. He says smash the likes. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. King Winter Soldier is in the building. He says Grizzy. He's not wrong. All right, let's talk to Suj, man. Welcome, Suj. What's happening, my brother? Hope you're doing well. First and foremost, I want to congratulate you on a massive win against Aston Villa in the last minute. Your team done you absolutely proud.
You know I'm a gooner, right?
Dazza, you know what I mean, Dazza. People in the chat will know what I mean.
You got above them,
huh? I'll spell it out for you in the chat. Come on, guys. Look who I've got on stream for you guys today. Look who I've got on stream. I've got a special guest for you lot. Fresh from the post-match press conference. I have got Nuno in the big building. But nah, Nuno's listen, I'm joking. Suj is a big gunner. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I just came on to officially say that I don't think we are any longer in the title race.
That's mad.
I agree.
How can you?
They've got no more excuses. Every player on that pitch.
Couple reasons to that. We have not scored an open goal in open play in 3 games. Arteta's tactics have been found out by the teams like a Fulham and Everton. And when your tactics can be found out by teams like, with all due respect, teams like an Everton and a Fulham, we don't deserve to be up there challenging. Because everyone knows the only way we can score now is to set piece.
Okay, 2 things. First, try to keep your phone still, please. It's giving me a headache. I already got a headache. I'm waiting for my paracetamol tea and you're making it worse. Secondly, I disagree with both of you because Dazza agreed with you, so I disagree with both of you.
No, I agree.
Arsenal are absolutely not out of this title race.
Yes, they are.
So wait, hold on. So Chelsea are not winning it, according to you. Man City are way out of it. Arsenal are done. So according to you, Liverpool have won the league, Dazza.
We haven't won it, but we probably will win it. Right? I mean, like I've said, Suj just said they're gone. Arsenal are gone. I've told you,
that's
Man
his
City
opinion.
are no good. The only thing I said is Chelsea. If Chelsea might sneak and be a title challenger with us.
Chelsea are the absolute, in my opinion, the least of the challengers. This is why I disagree with both of you. Chelsea's defense is absolutely not sustainable for a title challenge.
Correct.
Arsenal's defense is sustainable. Their attack is misfiring. But Suj is going to explain the attack misfiring.
Our attack, literally, I described it. I can't remember where I described it. Is we can't shoot in front of goal. It's like a blind man going into the cinemas. Can't see shit. We cannot literally score an open goal if it was right there in front of us.
So what's the stat that you came with earlier? Not scored from open play in 3 league games?
3 league games.
No way.
I actually didn't watch the Arsenal.
Sorry, Dezza. Didn't we talk about beating Monaco a couple of days ago? So what? I mean, it means that if we can't go against a Fulham or an Everton, and then hope that you guys lose to Everton whenever your scheduled matches again in a few months, we can't have that. And for whatever reason, I think our stoppage play goals have been found out.
Wow.
So how did I didn't watch the game, obviously. How did Arsenal actually play today?
Terrible.
Were they
terrible?
Yeah.
I mean, our team was what I expected to see with Lewis Kelly at left back, Minera, everywhere there. But tactically, I don't think Arteta has it, and
Wow.
that's my biggest issue. If he was unlucky, then fair, but just tactically mid game when we need to score and when it's 0-0, moving Partey to right back and bringing more defensive minded players on the pitch rather than bringing on more attackers. So, and for me being in Australia, staying up all night to watch this type of mess,
Oh man.
it's terrible.
That makes it worse. You know, when you stay up all night for something and they put in that performance, or your team puts in a performance like that, where you're so anticipating 3 points at home to Everton,
Mhm.
and then you're hearing Liverpool are down to 10 men and 1-0 down,
Correct.
and your team is not
Mm.
capitalizing. I can imagine Suj is absolutely.
And the reason why I'm saying it's almost done, okay, the last 2 weeks, we've dropped 4 points when we could have been literally 2 points behind Liverpool with
I know.
obviously a game in hand.
Yeah.
But now we're still 6 points behind in 2 games that if we are going to be a title challenger, we should win.
Shanti wants to ask Suj about Martinelli and Trossard versus Ashley Young. I mean, Ashley Young playing at right back for Everton. This is bad. Daz, before you laugh, we play them in a few weeks' time. Well, in a couple of months now. Yeah. So I wouldn't laugh too loud because he's going to be up against us as well. And this may come back to haunt you. Stop doing a Saeed special. Have you not learned anything from watching Saeed?
I don't watch.
You're
Saeed,
laughing
man.
away at Ashley Young. You're doing the
I
same.
got better things to do than watch Saeed.
Okay.
Go on. Sorry, so answer that question.
I have always been a biggest Martinelli fan. Always
Okay.
will be. Trossard, another question. But at the moment, my thing of a blind man going to cinema can't see shit applies to Martinelli as well. He's not, and worst thing is, he's not the worst forward player that we actually have at the moment, and that's concerning for me. You've got Jesus.
So
who
who's the
can't
worst?
score. Jesus
Look,
can't score.
I'm going to be honest with you. I think we need to address a couple of things with Arsenal's attack, right? Namely, I mean, can you explain to me what's going on and the thinking behind A, the purchase of Raheem Sterling, and B, the use of Raheem Sterling? Actually, I can vaguely make out the reasons for signing him. Free transfer, right? Was it free?
Free transfer.
He's on loan, isn't he?
100K a week. Chelsea are paying the other 200 and whatever.
So all that makes sense.
Correct. It was, I think, part drastic signing that he acknowledges that we need another forward player, and it's also, I've said it before, Arteta's ego in that, okay, he did the same thing with Kai Havertz, hasn't performed, but I'm a great manager. I can revive a person's career, which is why I think he went and got a Sterling.
And he worked with him before, didn't he, at City? So and apparently, so we hear they had a good relationship. So he obviously felt something. But I mean,
how
if
good is that?
If you don't play him,
how good is that relationship?
Correct. But now reports are coming out. Initial reports were Arteta got the best out of Sterling at City. But now new reports are Sterling actually is lazy in training and all of this other stuff, which is coming out recently.
Which I warned Arsenal fans, and they thought I'm doing one of those gaslighting ones again. Actually, no, this doesn't count gaslighting. I warned Arsenal fans that, for me, in my opinion, from what I've read and heard about Raheem Sterling, He's not the type of person, character, player, call it what you want, that Arsenal and Arteta is trying to build, with evidences of his recent work in regards to kicking out players that he thinks are not up to the challenge, attitude-wise, on and off the pitch. That's what I'm going to say.
And I know I have ticked off a lot of Arsenal supporters recently, in saying that a lot of Arsenal supporters now are glowing at Partey, saying, "Let's keep Partey for the next 5 seasons." These are the same Arsenal supporters who have said, literally at the beginning of the season, "Let's get rid of him," because he's been fit for 10 games.
Sorry.
But for me, it's, I don't know why Sterling is in the squad. I think it's time that Jesus goes. Havertz is a backup at best, but when you have a backup striker who is your most highest earning player and paying him as backup, that's not good enough. Everyone knows that our most effective side is the right-hand side. So, of course, they're going to double-team Saka, double-team Odegaard. And the last 3 games, Odegaard hasn't played well either.
He was substituted today. He was taken off on Nwaneri today.
Correct. And can you tell me, okay, I'll use Liverpool for example. If Mohamed Salah is having an average game, would Slot take him off after 60 minutes?
Match winners are match winners, man. You try to keep them on the pitch as long as possible until unless they are very bad or they're injured or or they're in a yellow card or something and they're losing their mind.
Odegaard, Saka are not there in terms of our match winners because they get taken off every game.
I want to ask this question to you guys. Big up your Joseph says, "I'm from Boston. And while I'm an Arsenal fan, I support Liverpool as we have the same owner. I feel a small bond between our fan bases. Or am I wrong, Daza?"
Between what fan bases? The Boston Red Sox and Liverpool? No, I got no bond there.
No, I think he
means Arsenal and Liverpool.
Oh, bond between Arsenal and Liverpool? What? They did us in the last minute, Mickey Thomas and all that. Like, no, there's no bond there.
No bond?
No.
No?
Sorry, Joseph. I've got no bond for you. I hope you finish 9th or whatever in the league.
I respect
like Arsenal have irritated me more than Man City over these last couple of years because all you've heard is like, Arteta's going to do what Klopp could, and you're realizing that Man City, that juggernaut, they just kick you to the curb, little flick, like, get back down in your little, get down there. And Arteta's now in the season where he should be winning the title. Probably last season was the title. I did fear you a couple of years ago, and I'm going off on a tangent here. I did fear, the old Saliba chance, and I was like, God, this reminds me of when Liverpool did the Virgil. In the chance in the stadium, and they've got a young team uprising. Rice came in last season. I was like, that's the final piece, isn't it? They're going to do this.
Yeah,
and then
I'm with you.
Suddenly,
I'm with you.
Suddenly, it's like they haven't got an attack. Your left winger Martinelli is going to be the best player in the world. He's slowly turning into Anthony. Havertz is, you just said, your backup striker. So where is your striker? You've got your Salah in Saka, right? Who, like you just said, everybody doubles up on him. So everybody's starting to find out now. Like that's what they do to Salah, and that's where the goals used to come from Mane because everybody was doubling. You'll see what Liverpool had to go through, and which makes me laugh. It makes me happy to see.
And the biggest thing that Arsenal supporters is Slot's coming in and chance of winning it. But what everyone's forgetting is, and Klopp is a terrible manager because he didn't win it with the same people. I go, so you do realize that Klopp got the team to where it is. Slot's just tweaking that 1 or 2 minor things, also benefiting that City is also out of form.
Yeah.
Listen,
You're not wrong.
Sorry, I was gonna say. I'm sorry, Daz. I'm saying P60s in the house. It could be P60s all round. The way Suj is talking about some of his players and coaches. So, Assalamu alaikum. Brilliant. Going to be a brilliant show. Smash the likes and subscribe if you haven't already.
But
What needs
also-
to be done, man? Suj, what needs to be done? Because I don't want it to be done. I hope you lot.
Okay.
Like someone was telling me a comparison of the first. Is it how many games?
19
I
so
can't
far.
remember. But basically, you're on a downward spiral as opposed
Yep.
to an upward spiral. The
Yep.
last 3 years.
Correct. I think if you look at the points we are now compared to the previous two, we are worse off than where we have always been.
Paris Seam, I wasn't joking. Today's giving me a headache. And listening to Suj is actually making me feel a bit better. So I'm thinking, but I'm
and
still
in
going
terms of what
He's
in
humble.
terms of what we need to do, we need a left winger or a number 9 in the summer. I mean, sorry, not in January.
It's a difficult market to jump in January, man.
Oh,
I'll be saying the same thing to Turkish. Goykarez, however you want to say his name, from Sporting Lisbon. You're looking at what, 70 M's at least? That's if they want to sell in thing.
That's the release clause of 70 mil.
Is that the release clause?
I think he has. Yeah, I think Osherman and Goykarez have a release clause.
Or is
like
it 60?
70 mil.
Okay, it's about 60
60
mil.
or
Mark.
70.
Okay, I beg your pardon
yes.
then. If there's a release clause, we know Osinham has a release clause and we know Goykarez has a release clause. You need to go and break that release clause in January.
Yeah, we just need to go drop that 70, 60, whatever it is on the table and get them over. However, Arteta just won't. He is too stubborn and set in his ways to do that.
Is it Arteta's too stubborn, or will the board back him? Because you've spent Havertz, Sterling, not Sterling, but Gabriel Jesus only 2 seasons ago.
I mean, I want to blame the board, but so far the board's giving him 800 million in the last 5 years. So you can't really blame the board for not giving Arteta money.
MNB says the 9 market is dead. You paid 100 million for something bang average. Is it dead though, guys? Is it dead?
There's no guarantee, is there?
Hey,
no, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. I think he's kind
apart
of
from Haaland, who is a guarantee in this modern day and age up front? Look at Mbappe struggling at Real Madrid. There's no guarantees. You have to recruit. Well, Isaac is the hot property right now. But are you going to risk paying circa 80 million for a guy who just doesn't play enough football? I mean, he's absolute mint. And we found out the hard way.
Newcastle won't let him go for 80.
Say again?
Newcastle won't let him go for 80. It'll be
I'm just saying,
plus.
more. Okay. LFC Mad says Cunha, Pedro. Which Pedro? Oh, João Pedro. Watford. Wolves now, not Wolves. Brighton. Sesko is a shout. Benjamin Sesko is a shout.
I haven't seen
Sesko
to judge.
They're all good. That list is a list of good players, but there's absolutely no guarantee for.
These are the 2 guarantees, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and Mbappe. I'm just winding Mbappe fans or Madrid up. These are the 2 guaranteed certified gunmen in world football.
Yeah, who are not available to buy.
Anything else right now in the market is okay. Let's work out the pros and the cons, the price, availability, and let's make a judgment call. I mean, you could take Nunes if you want.
No, it's the guy pass. at this moment, I'll go look at Giroud again if I have to.
Giroud. Underrated, man.
I'm just seeing that name, Kane. Could you imagine Arsenal buying Kane? That would be crazy. Harry Kane up top for Arsenal.
Yeah, Lewandowski.
Can you? I would take Kane even if it's for 1 season. To be honest.
Wow. I don't know how Top Gooners feel about that.
I mean,
yeah, that wouldn't happen.
If Kane comes back and gets us a Premier League, no one will say a single word.
Yeah. We know how life works.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
100%.
Yeah, of course,
But
Duran, yeah, I mean,
You want Jota,
Premier League.
150 million? You can have Diogo Jota. By the way, I offered Jota on the Big Six. I offered Jota to the rest of the teams, and they all said no. They're absolutely having a laugh if they think
I'll take Jota for 100 if you take Kai Havertz as well.
I'll take Kai Havertz. I'm not gonna lie.
Slot would make him work.
Well,
Liverpool staff, coaching team, we make players good. So, like, we're not Manchester United. We don't, you know.
Facts.
So Havertz would probably come play in that position, you know, up front, play the old Firmino role, and it'd probably ball out. So, to Liverpool, I trust whatever they do. I trust whatever they do with their signings.
You don't really need much at the moment, and you're already there.
Right now, you say that, but like it's only going to take us to go out the cup on midweek, lose to Spurs or draw with Spurs, and suddenly we're going to be in a crisis. And everything's gone wrong. The honeymoon period that's lasted 6 months is over, and we're going to be in a crisis. We need a left back. We need a centre midfielder. We need a striker. And believe me, before you know it, the squad suddenly looks terrible. That's football, isn't it?
The one time I'm starting to say the lead of Santa is I want Trent to move to Real Madrid so that they won't come for Saliba.
Well, they will still come for Saliba anyway, whether it's next season or the season after. They will come for Saliba. There's absolutely
that's the only saving grace at the moment is if they go for Trent this year, I have another year of Saliba.
Oh yeah, you have another year. He definitely won't go this summer, but the following summer, if you still haven't won anything, there's a massive chance.
If we haven't won anything next year either, then the Arsenal that you will see now completely different.
Are you saying it's going to be all split up and?
Why would I'm not calling them?
Oh, Real Madrid losing 2-0. Oh gosh.
Oh shit! I've got to bet on them.
I'm not calling our players world class, but they are class for our team. So like the Gabriels, the Salibas, the Sakas, for example. Why would they stay?
Why would they say? I mean, Saka, you can understand because he's.
Saka can understand. But if a City come and knock on the door for a Saka,
well, we don't know what the situation with City will be. But there's another club. Hey, that Salah will be retiring or finishing up. Hey, in a couple of years. Hey, Saka.
That would be my worst nightmare, to be honest.
I'm telling you, man, if you haven't won anything in 2 years, Arteta sacked, a new coach comes in, Saka's going to think, what, another process, phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Come on, man. Liverpool, Premier League champions 24-25. That's this season. Champions League, let's just say runners-up, semi-finalists. Come on, man. It's time to. Salah's gone. I'm starting in that role. Yeah, that's me. Bukayo Saka in red. What are you telling me?
Okay, I thought I could get a couple of hours sleep after this, but not anymore. Jesus, I can see that happening as well. It's like 6:30 in the morning. You really spoiled the rest of the day.
I'm telling you, bro. Don't go anywhere.
Suraj's gonna need counselling after this.
No, I don't think it's that bad. I genuinely think, look, we know the Arsenal fan base is the most temperamental, reactionary known to mankind.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right? We know that. I genuinely, and I'm not gaslighting and I'm not trying to be funny or clever. I genuinely don't think it's over. I just think, this is the wild, wild west. Like I said to everyone who listens to my bullshit, I said this season will be the wild, wild west. And now everyone is realizing what I meant by the wild, wild west. No one can guarantee results. I know Liverpool have been the anomaly to that, but even today we've shown, and against Forest, that things can happen. Obviously, today was crazy because 10 men and the referee was just wild today. But we don't want to get into the referee chat. Suj,
But
I must get some.
I'm going to jump off. But it's been long enough. But I know you have people waiting, so it's love to love.
It's been a pleasure as always, and look after yourself, my friend. I hope your team stays in the mud. But I hope your team stays in the mud. But I hope you have a prosperous and an amazing rest of the year.
Same to you. Much love to everybody. Brother. Cheers.
Look after yourself. Take care. I don't think Arsenal are out of it. I think you're getting way too giddy. I think you're getting carried away by saying everyone's out of it except Liverpool. It's ours to lose. Like you're setting yourself up for a Saeed special.
What? Look, why not? Like you've got to enjoy these moments. You've got to go with it.
Saying, I'm enjoying it. Today I didn't enjoy it. When we win, like I was thinking,
believe it's Christmas.
If we won today, this was my take. If we won today, and Arsenal dropped points like they did, obviously hindsight, whatever, blah blah blah, I was ready to start singing from the rooftops. We're gonna win the league.
Oh.
No, we've won the league. We're gonna win the league. I was ready.
It doesn't feel like
Daza is a half glass full high. Glass half full guy. Yeah, we definitely is. In fact, show us your glass.
Oh, it's not quite.
Okay, it's not quite.
I can't check. Can't
okay, it's not quite. It's not quite. All right, let's get some callers in. Shall we get some more callers in to argue with you or agree with you or just chat with you?
I would like to listen to some Chelsea. I would like to listen to some Chelsea fans if there's any around.
Well, yeah, if anyone in Chelsea wants to speak on Chelsea, come in, people. So we've got Abdulaziz next. We've got Cam, who's my very good friend on Twitter, next. Then Yuvraj, then Sumit, then Reina. That's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the next 5. As I said, subject to change. Just how I feel like it sometimes. Let's bring in Abdulaziz. My brother, how you doing?
Assalamu alaikum, Grizz. How you doing?
Salam, I'm good, man. I'm okay. I've had a paracetamol. Daz has calmed me down after my initial rage. My head was on Mars.
As you should be.
Nothing crazy has happened. Like Man City can climb on us. Alhamdulillah. Man City can climb 2 points on us. But then I kind of agree with Daza about they're not the threat this year.
They are. I think they are.
The threat or a threat?
A threat, not the threat. I think the threat is Chelsea, 100%. I am massively terrified about Chelsea right now.
Wow.
And I'll tell you why. Because I don't just look at the result. I see the performances throughout the 90 minutes, right? In my opinion, I don't think we can win the league, to be honest with you. Because we don't control games properly. That's been my issue with this team, bro. And we have too many bozo moments in us. Right now, like what Robertson did was a bozo moment. All of that could have easily been avoided. Everything that Robertson did today. But other than that, we still should have won. We had enough chances in that game to win the game. And we did too many mistakes defensively, which led us to concede those 2 goals. By the way, nobody's talking about it. Konate is a massive miss. Konate played the last game, and this game
I don't know if nobody's talking about it, bro. I think everybody's talking about it. Konate is.
I haven't heard it yet.
I want to pull you up on a couple of things before you go. When I mean go, I mean carry on with your points.
No, that's okay. That's good. Yeah,
I totally disagree with you in a lot of things that you've said.
Okay, go ahead.
So first, you said you don't think we can win the league. I think that's crazy to say that in the position we're in. We're literally potentially 9 points clear of our closest rivals that you don't think are rivals. Yeah.
I mean, I made a bold statement, to be honest with you.
You spoke about Chelsea, but you're talking about our lack of control and our lack of chances. Yeah. I don't think you've watched a Chelsea game for full 90 minutes this year.
I have watched a few games.
Then I don't know. Then your ball knowledge is very, very mid, bro. Chelsea are giving up chance after. I'm telling you, man. It's calling show, but I don't have to be polite. Because if you're saying Liverpool can't win the league on the base of bozo moments, when we can count on our hands the bozo moments we've had this season on our one hand.
Yeah.
When we're 13 games into a season or 20 games into overall, and we can count on one hand bozo moments, but yet you're looking at us and saying we got the bozo moments and others haven't. That's wild, bro. I'm not letting that run without objection. Now you can stick to your opinion and come back at me, and I know you are. But I think you're being so reactionary. Are you an Arsenal fan in disguise?
No.
Then
hell
you're
no.
reacting like an Arsenal fan, bro. We just put in. Did you watch us play today in that second half?
I was going to say, did you watch the game?
We
By
were
the way,
monsters with 10 men, a very
10
good
men.
coach team. That Marco Silva just taken points off Arsenal. Did he take points off City as well? No, they were very unlucky against City. Very unlucky 11 against 11. And this team, we just rocked them.
Yeah.
After going a goal down and then 10 men, not 10 men and then a goal down. Twice we went down and we fought back like tigers. And yet you're coming on in and saying, yeah, I don't think we can win the league. We've got too many bozos in the team. I'm going to defend my boys, man. Brother.
I hear you. Okay, can I rebuttal if it's okay?
Now it's all yours. I'm not going to interrupt.
Okay. How many of these games have we watched this season so far? Like where we
I don't
miss
a second of a Liverpool game.
Okay, that's great. Like, because we had the same situation in the Brighton game. They went 1-0 up and they were completely controlling us in the first half. Usually, we turn up in the second half. That's when we start performing better. That's when we see these amazing performances. That's when you see us showing our true quality. That has been my thing. If you go into a lot of games playing poor in the first half and then improving in the second half, yes, you might win some games, but there are going to be some games where the result won't go into your favor. And today was an example of that, basically. So because I saw in the Brighton game we did that. I saw also Aston Villa that we didn't concede a goal, but it was kind of stressful.
You're struggling. You literally picked out. You can't pick out a game A because we haven't dropped points apart from Forest and Arsenal away.
Yeah.
So you're struggling. Your points are weak. Doesn't matter how you get the points. You get the points on the board. We're showing consistency beyond anyone else's expectations and levels. That shows you a consistency of our XG, which is expected goals, which me, you, and Daz are way not. Actually, me and Daz are not smart enough to understand. You probably are. We don't.
No, you are.
Others. We only talk about ourselves. Me and Daz are not. But people that study these kind of things will tell you XG is a thing. We have the lowest expected goals against us. We concede the least amount of clear-cut chances against us. Yet you're here on the basis of 10 men and Robertson having a stinker and a nightmare 10 minutes saying, in your opinion, that's us done.
We're not done. I mean, we're still in it. We're always going to be in it until we're not, basically.
But we're fucking 9 points clear, my bro. How are we not? What do you mean we're in it? We're clear. We're not in it.
We're always going to be in it.
Chelsea are in it. Arsenal are in it. City are in it. They're trying to be in it. We're out of it. We're above them.
Yeah.
Clear.
Yeah, but like, it's just my opinion, by the way. I'm not.
I think all the points you made about Liverpool, right, can be like transposed to Chelsea.
For the others.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think when you said, "Oh, we're not going to win. We're not in a title. We're not going to do it."
I said we're not going to win it. I didn't say we're not in it. We're always in the title race. We've been in the title race we're on top of the title race right now. I'm just trying to predict what might happen. I could be wrong, and I would gladly hold.
You see, we're all in that Man City era of just thinking Man City are going to go win like 15 games, and now we're like, is that going to be Arsenal? Is that going to be this league? This season is a different kettle of fish.
You know what it is? I think you're like quite a lot, and I'm joking. Please, I'm very.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You know, I'm your brother in it. I love you.
Yeah.
You know me. I get passionate when.
I love it. Hey, I don't mind it at all. Yeah.
Liverpool and like
people football debate.
Like if you talk no. If Liverpool are to be criticized, I'm there. I'm harsh as well.
Yeah.
Today's not a time to be harsh on Liverpool. You can pick out a bozo moment from Robertson. But everyone else was on fire, tried to get back us the game. And if we won today, it would have been one of the
been a statement.
Recent times.
Yeah.
And we were so close. We were Diaz pass away to Salah for an open goal tap-in from getting all 3 points. And I would have sung from the rooftops this weekend, we're going to win the league. And if you came on and tried to chop us down, I would have chopped you up as well today.
No, I understand.
Because today's not the time to criticize Liverpool today. Your talk about control, I think it's the most controlled I've seen Liverpool apart from the winning title season 1920. Arnie Slot's all about control. We have controlled so many games, it's unreal. As I said, our keeper, I can't even remember our keepers making miraculous saves in games, man. I don't know which games you're watching, man. Like 1 or 2 games, our keepers have been bone idle. Our defense, we've conceded the least amount of goals, the least amount of clear-cut chances. We've got the highest expectancy going the other way. We've scored the most goals, I believe, unless Chelsea have pipped us. I don't see the same need for negativity like you. And it's not negativity. Maybe you're being real in your own head, saying you don't think we're all that you're suggesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get to. Like, yeah, we're good, but I don't think
Who's
we're
good?
title winning
good?
level good.
Who's good?
I'll be honest with you. City and Arsenal haven't proved yet that they can win this league, to be completely honest with you. I'm seeing a little bit for Chelsea, but I need more conviction.
Who's
for me to
good?
put them
You
in
haven't
that
answered my
camp,
question.
you know?
You're skipping around the subject.
Yeah.
Who's good?
To be honest with you, we have been the best.
I didn't ask you that. Who's good?
Nobody's good then. Nobody's good. The one who's the least okay is gonna win the league. Yeah.
Why are you so scared or nervous or just downright against praising Liverpool and Slot in his first?
I'm not praising, by the way. I mean, I had another part of it compared because I wanted to start with the critique and then get to the positive. There are a lot of positives to take on this game, to be honest with you. Like in my opinion, Elliot is elite.
I think I've kind of what's the word? I've baited you to be positive. I don't think this is you being natural. I want you to
I am positive.
Don't listen to me, bro. I'm just passionate about my opinion. You absolutely be passionate about your opinion, bro. Give it. But I like people who can back it up. Like I've asked you certain questions, I've thrown certain facts at you.
Yeah.
Bro, the facts
but
and everything speaks for themselves. The eye test. Like if you watch today's game is not a time to come on and say the team Slot. Oh, we're not good. Oh, Chelsea are better. Chelsea are
I think Chelsea, Chelsea's gonna be a sneaky one, in my opinion. That's what I'm afraid of, to be honest with you.
Seen any of Chelsea's games? Their basketball matches, they could have easily drawn 3 out of their last 6, easily at the very least.
Okay. Let me give you another example, Grizz, if that's okay. I think you recall we went to Southampton away, right? Do you see how that game went for Chelsea when they went over there?
And
they comfortably put them away.
Shall I tell you
And we made it into a stressful game.
Shall I tell you the teams they've dropped points to? And then what are you going to say in rebuttal to that?
No, go ahead. Say the team.
No, you've watched Chelsea every game.
Yeah.
So they
dropped points to Crystal
So why
Palace
are they 6 points? Why are they how many points behind when we've got a game in hand?
They're 4 points. We're 5 points ahead with the game in hand, but they also have another game to play tomorrow. So if they win next tomorrow, there'll be 2 points separating between us and Chelsea. Yeah, but we have a game in hand. And to be honest with you, Everton away is not really a game we can just say we can just win.
What's their record like against Brentford?
They're awful. It's awful. But Brentford this season
you're ready to be
very
positive
good
for them. Why? Because
I'm
it's
not
PTSD.
positive.
No, it's not. You are. I'll tell you what it is. It's fear inside you. It's not based on any fact. Because I'm giving you the fact.
It's not fear per se.
It is a fear, man. It's fear. Admit it. There's no harm in admitting. You're scared that we might bottle it and buckle.
That's what I'm sensing. That might happen.
It's fear. But it's not based on logic. Because if you came here and said Arsenal, they're not out of it. They've had a blip.
They're not out of it, but I don't think they'll win it either.
If you said Arsenal or even City, I could have taken you seriously. You came and you said Chelsea.
Yeah.
I can't take that seriously.
I'm trying to give you a bold statement. I'm trying to give you something a bit wild.
Be real. Speak
I am
with
being
logic.
real. This is my opinion.
Chelsea. So you think Chelsea? You're favoring Chelsea over Liverpool, basically, essentially. Because don't try to say because you don't think Liverpool going to win it. You think Chelsea going to win it.
I said Chelsea. To be honest with you, I'm not guaranteeing it, but they're very much in it, bro.
Abdulaziz, it's been wonderful.
Yeah,
it's been wonderful chatting to you, man. Listen, I hope you're badly wrong. You will be badly wrong.
Me too, bro. I hope so too, bro.
If you're a Liverpool fan, like you
Yeah,
claim to be, keep
I
the
am a
faith,
Liverpool fan. Yeah, I
believe,
got the. Okay.
believe, keep the hope. We're
Mm,
playing fantastically this season.
mm,
We're monsters. We're showing mentality levels that
mm,
not many people can show. To go 2-1 down with 10 minutes to go, 10 men,
mm.
we still came back. We still
Yeah,
nearly won. We're one defeat in how many games now?
and 15,
No
15,
more.
right?
No more. We're one defeat all season in 20 games or
Oh,
21
you mean
games.
overall? Okay, yeah.
We're one defeat in 21 games. And you've come
Mm.
on and said all that, brother. Listen,
I'm at the league, by the way. I'm not talking about Champions League. Champions League were way better than this, by the way. Our performances in
I'm not letting
Champions
you, I'm
League
not,
is
I'm not,
never.
I'm not letting you speak positive about Liverpool anymore.
All
Bye.
right,
Take
okay.
care.
Have a nice day. Hey,
Big
you too,
yourself
sir.
up though. Big up. Big up. Big up.
Big
Big
Take
up.
up.
care, mate.
That's the anti-dagger. The anti-dagger.
I think he just got mixed up with what he was saying.
I do that to people. I have
I'm-
a tendency to get people mixed up.
Yeah, I think he came on feeling one thing, and I think he left feeling another, probably. And if he read the chat, he's probably glad. Sorry, but yeah, you do that.
We
So-
just beaten Chelsea, and and Chelsea have had indifferent results and definitely in different games. Like they may have scored a lot of goals, but their defense looks like they're going to concede at least 2 every game. I get it. They're the talk of the town, and they're exciting to watch for sure. For sure, they remind me of Brendan Rodgers, Liverpool.
I think somebody said that in the chat, didn't they? Which made me start thinking. It's interesting. We'll see. Like I said at the beginning of the show, top of the show, I said I think we can win this title. And I think because of everything you just said. I know you think Man City and Arsenal are still there. Like I don't agree with like Chelsea. Right. The thing about Chelsea, right? I will say this because everybody wants to beat the big ones. Everybody's seen Man City now frail, and they're like, we can beat Man City. Let's go to Man City. And this is what United have had over the last week. People go to a big team like United, want to beat them. And now that's happening with Arsenal. People want to beat Arsenal. And that's why like Chelsea are coming through the back door in a way. But like you said, they're frail. They've got their vulnerabilities, which is probably why they won't get there in the end. And why we're the only team right now who should go and win this league.
Is the link not pinned? Is that, oh my God, the link is not pinned.
No.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna put the link in the chat right now. Daza, can you just make yourself look pretty or talk something while I do this?
Oh, I can sing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so in the chat, I'd like to see opinions then of players today. Who was good? Who was bad? I guess we're gonna know what everybody.
Well, let me bring in Cam, who can help with the chat. Cam, if you can stabilize your camera, because at the moment it's going wild and I've got a headache. If you got stabilize your camera, and then I'll bring you in. Yeah, the link isn't pinned. I was thinking. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm gonna sort that out right now. But welcome, Cam, to the chat. Cam, how are you, my brother?
I'm well, thank you very much. And let me apologize in advance. I'm holding my phone up. I couldn't find a nice place, so forgive me in advance.
At the moment, it looks absolutely fine. It's just,
cool.
It's just.
I hope your head feels better.
I've got a headache today, yeah, and everything's irritating me, as you can tell. Oh God, I'm so apologetic to everyone. Like,
No,
it's getting better. It's getting better.
I hear that. Well, hope it gets better. And as always, great work and everything. Really appreciate the work you do. Love it. And that's a really nice to meet you as well for the first time. So I just wanted to talk about today's game, but before I start, just a little Raheem Sterling story. So my cleaner, really lovely woman, been cleaning for like a year or 2 years. Her little boy's 8 years old, and he plays for all the sort of Premier League sides. And now he's just recently been signed up by Crystal Palace. He played with my boy in the garden, was rainbow flicking him, and it was crazy for an 8-year-old.
Wow.
But yeah, he's really good. I was telling my son, just kick him, don't let him do that.
Is that a true story?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, he's really good player. He's 8 years old. My son's 6, but I said just kick him. But the story about Raheem and his personality. I wasn't there, but she takes him to all the football matches, and all the different clubs. And she was saying that Raheem Sterling's got a child who was at Chelsea. I don't know if
Right.
he's still there or not, but all the mums and dads, is mostly mums actually. She was saying, watch the game, and then one of them went up to Raheem Sterling and in the middle and goes, "I hope you don't mind." It was really polite, but if you got a minute, could we get your autograph after the training session? And he absolutely loses his shit. Allegedly, I wasn't there, swearing, fucking here, excuse my language, to watch my kid, blah blah blah. Don't do this. You don't do. And literally, just look. He was having a bad day or something, and like, I remember her coming and goes like, yeah, just like everybody was taken aback by how rude he was and how, yeah, he's forgotten where he's come from and stuff like that. It was, and she doesn't even like football, so she wouldn't have even known really who he was unless somebody pointed him out. She just takes her kid everywhere to all the different matches. But just from an attitude perspective, it says a lot about somebody who,
Yeah,
I know
I'm
you're
not
there
gonna
to watch
lie.
your kid.
I'm not gonna lie. I've heard a few stories as well, but it is what it is, man. Look,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It was a whip.
But
As I said earlier to the Arsenal fans, Suj, it made sense for Arsenal to take a gamble and risk, especially after not being able to secure another attacker near the end of the window. So from that aspect, it made sense. But now to not utilize him in any way, shape, or form, I don't get it. There must be
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
There must be more to it than just we're not willing to give him a chance. Do you get it?
Do you know what it is? He has quality. Like, nobody can tell me that Raheem Sterling isn't an option for any Premier League team. I'm not saying he's an elite forward now. I'm not, but like, he can do a job if in terms of, especially when you come up to a busy Christmas period where you have to rotate your squad. Like, he's a good option to have. He won't. He's not a starter, but like, he's got great quality. And listen, Liverpool got 6 attackers. There's no reason why you can't rotate, except if there's something wrong with his performances in training, his attitude, stylistically, yeah. For me, it's just mad. I don't want to sort of labor on that point, but I just heard you talking about it before, so I thought I'd just mention.
Obviously, go on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know how it became a Raheem Sterling show, but I mean, the boy did start playing at the age of 16 for Liverpool, right? So sometimes we're people and he's earning millions of pounds. So yeah, people are pricks. And when they get to a point in their life that he probably is just there earning money from 2 clubs, and how much does he give a shit? And that's why Liverpool do the no dickhead policy. So I'm glad we never went there. So just wanted to like put.
Suj makes a very good point. He says, just hoping we can cancel the loan in January. Eddie was getting more game time, and that's saying something. Eddie Nketiah was getting more game time than Raheem Sterling. And, this was supposed to be their X factor signing, which is weird. But Cam, I'm sure you want to speak about the mighty Reds. Were they mighty enough today for you?
Yeah.
What's your state of mind at full time, during the game, and now? Well, not in that order. During the game, full time, and now. Has anything changed?
So obviously, going into the game, I'm always nervous. But to be honest with you, it was a home banker.
Yeah.
However, you have to take the circumstances of the game as they unfolded. I wasn't really overly worried that we went 1-0 down, but going down to 10 men obviously changes the dynamics of it. And I was really proud of the boys, and also equally really proud of how Slot approached it. Going down 10 men, the easiest option would have been for him to take an attacker off and bring on a defender. Kwanzaa comes on, and you shift Gomez to the left back, and then you play out to get a draw. And yes, ultimately we did get a draw, but like, it wasn't from from wanting to win. We did everything. We threw the sink at it. We went I think the formation was at 3-1-3, wasn't it? And then it morphed into 3-1-4. We were going for it, and if you look at the XG, we had more attempts. We had like I was really proud. And listen, ultimately, the way I look at things is I don't want to downplay Chelsea because Chelsea are a good side, right? I don't think they'll win the league because of the defensive frailties, but I also don't want to be one of those Arsenal fans that dismisses another club, because I find it bloody annoying when people do that to Liverpool, or Arsenal fans do it to Liverpool. But ultimately, the way I look at it is we're not chasing other teams, they're chasing us. And as long as they're not making points up on us, and I'm talking about Arsenal here really, because I think City are broadly out of it, personally speaking. And I think Chelsea's, where Chelsea are, isn't perhaps, this isn't their year that I think they're going to do a title challenge. They are a good team nevertheless. So I think as long as we're equaling or bettering Arsenal's results, we're in business. And given the circumstances, that must have been, if I was an Arsenal fan and saw that we dropped 2 points and they were down to 10 men, and the way Liverpool approached that game, I'd be really concerned as an Arsenal fan, if I'm honest with you. So that's my sort of viewpoint.
Tonight, where do we think the two fan bases' heads are at, guys? As an Arsenal fan, as a Liverpool fan, Daz, what do you think? Should they be more worried or disappointed with this weekend, or are we both?
If I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be Everton. They were at home as well, right? Arsenal were at home. Yeah, you've got to be beating Everton. And maybe that point Everton got was meant to be the point last week that they got, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense. Like, that was the point, and then they would have lost to Arsenal, but they got that point against Arsenal. So yeah, if I was an Arsenal fan, like I've said, I think that's Arsenal. I think that's Arsenal, because just the mentality of it, of draw it, and then like you see Liverpool, you're like, fuck, Liverpool drew as well. Shit, we should have capitalized. And it's like, oh, how are we going to do this? And like I said, we spoke earlier about Arsenal's forward line, and then look at their midfielders. Declan Rice, Odegaard came off. He said Jorginho was meant to be there as a short-term option. Trossard, again, short-term option. Yeah, the defense is great if you keep everybody fit for them, although I think everybody was fit. No, they didn't have their left back, did they? But no, if I'm an Arsenal fan, I'm disappointed. If I'm an Arsenal fan, which is why watching Liverpool today with what we did, 10 men, I'm a happy lad. If we fight like that for the rest of the season with 11 men on the pitch, we're going to win more games and get more points than the other teams, which means we should win the league.
Cam, back to the Liverpool chat, and Samuel sends in a super chat. He says, I feel Slot could have made the subs a bit earlier.
What minutes did he? I can't really remember. What minutes did they come on?
I haven't got this thing in front of me. If someone could tell us what minutes. Cam, do you think he could have been? I mean, you praised his changes. I think Slot was magnificent. From a changes, tactical, from that aspect, I thought Slot was brilliant. But Samuel thinks he could have made the subs a bit earlier.
I personally think
Sam, let us know what subs you're talking about. Sorry, go on.
No problem. Listen, after the sending off, it took around 10 minutes, 15 minutes for him to adjust his tactics. He was changing things around constantly. You could see the players were changing positions. Gravenberch was, Trent was inverting, and then Trent was going back. Gravenberch was going midfield, then he was going centre back, all to basically wrestle back control and of the ball. So I think after the 10, 15 minutes, we were in broadly total domination of that game. And we were always going to get hit at some point on counters. Yeah, because you're man down, and if you're a half decent team, you'll always have an out ball somewhere. But generally speaking, I felt like we had the extra man. Like that's how it felt to me anyway. And that was because Arne Slot was bold and he was brave, and ultimately he's very tactical. So yeah, I'm not overly concerned about when the subs were deployed. Ultimately, I think we created enough chances in the end to win that game. So I think, who was it? Someone once said, Pep Guardiola commented and said, "My job is to bring the team up to the penalty box, and then it's up to the forward to sort of put it away." And I think Arne Slot earned his corn. He brought the team up. They had chances, and unfortunately, we didn't take them. But it was, for me, it was a masterclass in sort of being brave and being tactical. So yeah, I don't know why subs should have been on earlier or later. I think he did what he needed to do. And I'm very positive about where we're heading, to be honest with you.
LFC Sai sends in a super chat. It says, "Big up, Grizz. Great comeback from the boys. Brilliant second half. Trent needs to do better for the second goal. Slot subs were good for me. Gravenberch, man of the match."
Monster.
Daza, what's your thoughts on Trent's performance? A lot of criticism. And obviously, with the contract situation seemingly up in the air, the focus and all the eyes of the world will be on Trent and sort of trying to read body language and where his head's at. It was always going to come out.
And I think that's part of it, isn't it? With the whole in the background thing with what's going on with the contract, right? I think any normal day you watch that game, you go, yeah, he wasn't great. It wasn't great. I don't think he was terrible. He made a couple of positional errors, but I don't think he was terrible. But because everybody's now wanting to be like, why aren't you signing this contract? You're a Scouser. And it's like people are already trying to come up with like reasons as to why he's not absolutely perfect. His head's over here, his head's there, his head's in Madrid.
But the thing, what winds me up? He's always been like this. He plays like this when he was fully committed.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't terrible. He wasn't great at all. He wasn't good. But because of all of that, now everybody's jumping on like, oh, his head's gone. Let's get Bradley. Oh, wait till Slot wants Bradley, not Trent, and everybody's pushing on that. Whereas, like you've just said, he's always kind of played like that with that latch. Like people. What makes me laugh? And okay, somebody can come back at me at this, and you guys might. Like, will you stop trying to play those 70-yard balls? I'm like, that's what he does. That's why we love him, because when he does it and it works, it's great. So, I mean, you guys might come at me and say he needs to stop doing that, but I don't think he should.
No. Well, go on, Cam. Sorry, not me.
No, so what they say about agendas. Agenda's got to agenda, right? So, Trent is being asked to do specific jobs within that team. He's too good to just hold that right back slot. Not be offensive. And when you're offensive, you take risks. And if he wasn't doing what Slot was asking, Slot, I think, would drop him. And I don't think it's a question of commitment. These guys are born winners. Trent can go to any club in Europe, I think. He's that good. So, he wants to win the league. And I just think it was a bad performance. And don't forget, before his injury, he was carrying an injury and they were managing it. Then he got injured. And this is, I think, his third game that he's come back. He will have up and down games. Like the game we had against Newcastle, when he came on, he was spectacular, I thought, when he came on. So, these players aren't robots that you're going to get perfection from. And personally, I don't know what you guys think. I think he'll stay. But, I'm being optimistic, perhaps. I think he'll stay. And I think he is committed. But even if he does go, I don't think that will impact his performances, because he's going to get his contract either way, either at Liverpool or at Madrid. Ultimately he'll get what he wants. That's my view. I don't know what you guys think, but that's my view.
I don't think his commitment can be
faulted or doubted.
Because if he does go, what would be the best way to go? Winning the league with your boyhood club and say, like, I've done it twice, I've won the Champions League, love you all, I'm, you know, now moving on. Or, like you say, he stays and it's like, we've won a league, let's go win another one and a Champions League on top of that. So I don't question his commitment, especially being, you know, a scout, local lads from Liverpool. That's why I love Liverpool, because Liverpool are like awesome people, and you can see, like, same as Curtis Jones as well. They love the club, they want to play for the club and the people and the fans.
It's difficult.
100%.
You know, it is. Obviously, you know, as you said, Daz, you always start throwing other reasons why his performance was so poor. And obviously, right now, it's the contract scenario. But as I said earlier, ever since we've watched Trent, he's been this. When it comes to defensive transitions and situations, I mean, he's been much better this season, but he's always been, what's the word I'm looking for? A bit lackadaisical. You know, maybe a bit lethargic when it comes to tracking runners per se, and that's what a lot of people like Raul Selassie says. For me, it's the tracking back. You can't have the referee running faster than the right back. Well, the referee. I don't really want to talk about the referee too much because he was a right prick, absolute prick. Like, you know, I've got a theory, guys. I've got a theory. Have you heard of this guy's name before? Have you heard of this referee before?
No.
Guys, have you heard of this referee before? Had anyone heard of this referee before? When referees haven't got a name, they like to make a name for themselves. And they always choose the big glamour clubs to make a name for themselves. Same thing happened with a couple of weeks back. We had another referee, and I said, "Oh, this guy's trying to make a name for himself." We ended up winning the game. I had no reason to complain. Yeah, it was an atrocious refereeing decision. I can't remember the referee. Again, as soon as I saw who's this referee, as soon as I saw his demeanor and his attitude in the first opening 15, 20 minutes, I thought, he wants to make a name for himself. It's so obvious. It's unbelievable. It's so obvious. It hurts. It's boring.
Yeah. I still don't get it how he didn't give Diop a red card for that tackle. That was, to me, that was insane. He literally kicked his knee out.
They didn't even look at it, did they? Did they look at it in VAR?
They have to. Every sort of decision, like, gets looked at by VAR, right? And that was a potential red card tackle. Like, yeah, it was insane. And then I have no problem with the Robertson one. But it doesn't matter if you're offside. The offside doesn't. Yeah, remember when Pickford done Van Dijk, and they apologized to us. That's like saying if the whistle goes, you can punch someone in the face.
Yeah, right.
And then you say it's offside, so it don't count.
I always say that, like, you can, like, yeah, it's offside, so it doesn't matter. Like, exactly what you said. He punched him in the face. Well, it was offside, so it's all right.
That was dangerous play. It wasn't violent conduct, but it was dangerous play.
I actually think Anthony Robertson should have been sent off. He already had a yellow card, and
the pull.
The pull, yeah, that should have been brought back for a yellow card. That should have been a second yellow card.
It wasn't long enough. I do wish. I think it was Diaz. I can't. Or Gakpo.
If he'd have gone down,
yeah, he should have. As soon as he felt it, should have pulled himself back.
Do you remember there was something once with Mourinho at halftime, and he was like telling them who's on a yellow card, and he was like, "Get him to." I was like, "That's what he should have been saying." We need to get. We're
not good at that yet. The dark arts. We haven't mastered the dark arts under Slot. Sukbir says can't blame refs for everything. We haven't blamed for anything yet. We just performance per se. And Slot was very classy in his post-match. He said, "Forget the referee. I'm not bothered." But Cam, as usual, wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much for making.
Great talking to you, boys. Thank you for your time.
Catch up.
Take care, mate.
Look after yourself. I'm really not feeling well today, people. I'm gonna call early night in about 15, 20 minutes or so. But I'll still try getting as many callers as I can. As I said, I've promised Yuvraj, Sumit, Joshua, and Rizzy, you'll get on as well. After that, I'm done, man. I'm not, I need some rest, man. Like, Liverpool are stressing me out. Today was stressful, bros. But let's bring in Yuvraj. Yuvraj, welcome to the stream. How you doing? I was going to say, who do you support? But I can see who you support in the background.
Yeah, I made it. Yeah. How you guys?
Hey, how you doing?
How you?
Doing all right. Doing all right. How are you doing?
Surprisingly, I'm how do I say it? Like, I'm not too angry, but I'm not too I'm not happy with the result, of course, but I'm not like pissed like next level. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm positive, even though we drew like 10 men to do that with 10 men, and that's just impressive. Like that, I've seen Arsenal just sit back with 10 men and not do that. Most teams sit back when they're 10 men. What Slot done, the tactical switch, even with no changes, that's impressive. He did not make any changes. He just tactical switch, and we look better than Fulham. So big up Slot for that. I think Robertson's finished. It's just how we have to accept it now. It's just like Robertson needs to get sold. It just needs to be happening. Sell him in Jan if you're going to do it. Get a left back in. Like, I'll get Kirkers from Bournemouth or 8 more from Wolves if you're going to get there. Because it's just what Robertson's just not him. Like he's not been good for a couple of years. Being totally honest, to the level he was the best left back in the world 3 years ago. Now he's probably one of the worst in the league, which is annoying to say. But,
oh wow, one of the worst in the league. Okay, that's a bit of a from one extreme to another.
That's what extreme.
I know we're angry. I know we're very frustrated, and I agree. He shouldn't be starting for Liverpool week in, week out.
Let me word it again, because the left back standard this season, left back standard in the Premier League is quite shit. So it's probably top 5, just because of the standard in the league. But let's be honest, we should be getting a left back in. Like, let's be brutally honest.
Agreed. I don't think many would disagree with that. 100%.
Yeah, like in January, I'd go for one. Like, I'm hoping we do business in Jan. Really, I don't think
who's going to sell their starting left back in January? Tell me.
That's the issue. I don't think we will.
I mean, look, I get it. We do need someone, but sometimes when we talk, we just talk for the sake of I just want it. Yeah, all right. Yeah. I just want it. But is your dad going to give it? Not yours. I'm just talking generally.
Yeah.
Like
that's what I'm saying. Like, people at half time in chat.
Why should Bournemouth, who are having a wonderful season, unless it's a blockbusting offer? And we're not going to give a blockbusting offer in January. Let's be realistic.
Not for a left back, no.
No, especially if we got Tsimikas fully fit again. I think Robertson is fine for the odd game. I just don't think he can do it consistently. We were worried about his performances dipping because he had to play non-stop after Tsimikas' injury. And today was a culmination of that. Playing 4 or 5 games in a row, the way he plays, the intensity, the way he plays. There was going to be a mad game. And Robertson pretty much cost us 2 points today.
Yeah,
I don't get the hate. I don't get the need to say stupid things about him. We can say he shouldn't be starting for us, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah, I prefer Tsimikas left back. Tsimikas left back. If I'm being realistic, we're probably not going to sell Robertson, Jan, and probably not the ideal situation because Bournemouth probably asked for above 60 million.
I'm going to say, look, you can have him in the summer. I think if you want him now, we want 20 million on top of what we're going to ask for in the summer.
80 million, and that's me being, because knowing Bournemouth, they're probably going to even like this. So
are you saying pay that regardless? Who cares? Just pay it.
I mean, it depends how much. If they're asking for, they're gone.
I was going to say I don't think signing a left back in January makes the big difference.
Ooh.
I think signing midfielder.
I think left back's more priority than DM, and that's pretty nice. I think left back.
That's a good point. What's priority?
Left back over DM in the summer, probably DM, but left back. Actually, even in the summer, I'll say left back, but we should get both realistically. But in January, if I'm picking,
I caveat that with Robertson and Tsimikas both stay fit for the rest of the season after this, and then you can alternate. I think we cannot flog Grav, and we need that rotation in midfield, and I think that's where you continue, and that's where you'll win the league. My opinion.
we should be realistic for both in Jan, but I mean, and then again, like if you have 3 left back at the club, it's going to be difficult to manage the game. You don't need to sell one to buy one. It's just we have 2 players.
Yeah, nobody's leaving. No left backs leaving, are they? So that won't be done.
I don't think it's very realistic to think that we're going to get a left back in January, especially we've got 2. I do think I agree with Daza in terms of the need, because if no Gravenberch right now, my gosh, guys, Gravenberch is pretty much holding up our midfield. He's a one-man wrecking machine right now. Obviously, Szoboszlai was very good today. Szoboszlai done the running.
Some of the last few weeks were amazing, man.
Yeah.
I think once he heard Elliot, well, obviously, once he knew Elliot would come back in the team, I think he really stepped up, because he feels. I still think. I mean, look, our best midfielders. You can debate that many times because we have quality midfielders as a club. I'm still saying our best midfield is Grav, Maka, and Sober, but that's just because it depends what Elliot. I think Elliot under slot will do well as well. So I think
Elliot did well coming on today as well.
Elliot and Joe were very good. They really impacted the game. And a big up to Joe's back, man. We hope he stays fit. We need Joe to stay fit. Like,
there was no better feeling than when. Oh yeah, please.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Jota.
Yuvraj, thank you, man. As I said, as I said before, I'm closing up. I know a couple of guys have come into the studio. Guys, I don't know if you heard me 10 minutes ago, but I'm wrapping it up. I've only got 2 more callers coming on. I'm not feeling great, and I've been going for about an hour and a half. But Yuvraj, thank you very much, my bro. Catch up with you very soon. Take care. Sumit is next. Sumit, have you got a camera? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, he has. Sumit is next. Joshua, and then Rizzy, and the rest of you guys. I am so sorry. K-Mac's in the chat as well. K-Mac, I'm so sorry, man. I'm not feeling 100%, so I'm gonna have a little bit of a rest today. Suj says, as a gooner, I want like Trent, Salah, VVD to leave, but I'm a football fan first. I love them to finish their career at Liverpool. The league needs world-class players to stay. What a classy WhatsApp. What a classy super chat. I mean, realistically, Salah and Virgil are probably going to finish their careers, right, Daz? You can't see them going to another club after Liverpool, right? Maybe Salah.
Saudi, I guess, if he does the two-year contract and then does, because we all know Salah wants to get all, break all the records. So if he goes into a 3rd year, we'll see. He'll finish his Liverpool career with every accolade that he can get. Let's hope he gets a Ballon d'Or. You know what I mean? You never know. It might happen for a Liverpool player, but then Saudi probably for a year. That
would be the icing on the cake. If he managed to get a Ballon d'Or,
that's where it
way
used
he's
to be
going right now. The way he's going right now, if it entails us winning a Premier League or a Champions League, and then he becomes the what's it called, the golden boot of the Premier League, and the assists and everything else, my God, there will be a push for him to be Ballon d'Or, man. Yeah. Please. Woo. He will never win it because we know the powers to be that he's just not pretty enough to win it.
He's not European. He's not.
He's not going to win it. He's not going to win it. Let's bring in, as I said, people are joining in. Guys, I don't know if you're listening to me, man.
Get a few of them on together.
We may do. Let me see how many Liverpool fans. I know Sumit's a Liverpool fan. I know Josh is a Liverpool fan. In fact, great idea. Josh and Sumit, I'm going to bring both of you in. Josh, I don't know if you're ready. Let me know in the chat. Rizzy, are you a Liverpool fan? Let me know in the chat as well. And then that would be good actually, because it will just save me time. But let's bring in Sumit. Let's bring in Joshua. Sumit, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing very well, my friend.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam. How are you?
I'm doing good. Not too deflated today, actually. I had a feeling that
context. Talk to us. Give us some context. And welcome Josh as well.
Hey, Josh. Guys.
Yeah, the context is with all our dearest rivals, they're dropping points in last week or so. So obviously we didn't touch the ball, and the gap was still there. The second bit which was basically, as all the callers and you guys mentioned, is that the intensity and the desire and the performance. We have seen some class football today, actually, from some of the players. I would especially mention, I know Gravenberch has been really a superstar this season. I was actually very, very excited and very, um, I actually enjoyed every bit of Szoboszlai in the last couple of weeks. I mean, this is the midfielder that we wanted to see to turn out to be for Liverpool Football Club after the type of midfielders we had in the last few years, who, invariably became very leggy and not much of creativity. It's not like a stylist eight box-to-box midfielder. Szoboszlai is turning out to be. Of course, he had some issues being a little bit casual, and he had the injury last year. But slowly and surely is coming out to be that monster who has 100% with full intensity. Him on the pitch is we look like really an intense team who is pushing the other teams, and basically, it gives me that kind of a, that Klopp type of setting where we are, off the ball, we are like playing like a Klopp style type of football, right? The other bit is, um, I am happy that Jota came back and got a goal against his name.
Massive.
And
Massive.
that turn
Huge.
and that decision making, which we wanted so much from Darwin Nunez, but unfortunately we are not getting it. But that's like classic Diogo Jota, who could produce the goods when it is required the most, right? That was heartwarming to see that he's back with a little bit of cameo. He got us back into the game. And then the Salah assist was outstanding. That was world class. Yes, he may not do a much, but that precision is not, I don't think has been talked about much, after the match. But that was absolutely world class. So overall, it was actually a good point to earn in retrospect, probably from hopefully, if we keep up this momentum and if we keep getting results, and hopefully a couple of guys back from injuries, we should look this with a 10 men and playing for almost 80 to 85 minutes with 10 men.
Yeah,
It's not
huge.
easy. I mean, it's not easy. Yes, you have the Anfield crowd behind you, but this Fulham team, make no mistake, they could have won against Man City. I mean, if you go back the game against Man City, they had so many clear-cut chances. They lost that game, but they could have won that match. Even Pep Guardiola said that. They drew against Arsenal, right? So it's a well-drilled team. Um, so with 10 men for 80 to 85 minutes, that was really special. In fact, sometimes you get more positives out of, not 3 points, but a draw. This was one of those matches.
It's some of that mentality monster stuff that Klopp spoke about that we saw from the boys today. Some of that mentality monster. You could see why Slot is a guy that they brought in, because he has, it's almost an evolution. It's that Klopp 2.0, Liverpool 2.0 that Klopp spoke about, because that performance, the mentality that the boys showed today to stay in the game, to keep fighting, to keep pushing, to keep going for it. And the crowd was behind us. It was one of the most electric atmospheres of the season. Do you know what I mean? It was an amazing performance.
Okay, Matt.
I've said this on a couple of shows today. They didn't really have much in that game. Like, seriously, like they scored their chances. Like,
yeah.
And to be honest, our left back and our right back were absolutely dreadful today. Like, it was a wild game where there probably should have been 2 red cards before we got a red card. Like, everything kind of went against us. 15 minutes in, you've got your left back sent off for trying to control the ball with his left foot when he should have just controlled it with his right foot. Basically showing the reason why we should probably get rid of him. I don't want us to get rid of players, but when they're starting to decline like that, and it's cost us 3 goals, could have cost us the Champions League game if Mbappe had scored a penalty. Like, it is what it is. But the referee, that game was too big for the ref. He bottled it. He should have used VAR more. He didn't. But I didn't think at any stage in that game we weren't in control, which is frightening, because we were 10 men down. Sorry, we were a man down in the first 15 minutes, and they're a good team. Like, they've got points off everybody.
Mhm.
They're in a good position. You know, Fulham have had massive chances in big games. They just haven't got good enough strikers, unfortunately, for them. And it showed that today with some of the decision making. But we should have won that game. Like, we should have won that game.
You're right. You're right.
Diaz,
We should.
Nunes,
should have won.
Salah. We had chances in that game to win it. And, you know, it's just one of those where you just go away and you go, okay, we've got a point. The main opposition, Arsenal, didn't win against Everton at home. I find that unbelievable that they didn't get at their 39-year-old right back in that game, but they didn't. And we've got a lucky point there for me. We've got a lucky point.
I just want to before Daz and Josh, I think, want to come in. I agree with this. Ben Boy Dan says you cannot do what Liverpool did today without having an immense amount of self-belief and trust in both the manager and teammates. Super proud of the boys, all things considered. Totally agree. Daza and Josh, you want to say something?
I was just going to say real quickly on what you were saying. Fulham, yeah, Fulham do pose threats, and but with 10 men, you're right. We could have won. Is probably what I want to say.
It's crazy saying that.
And what's his name? Harry Wilson. That free kick. As soon as I was like, oh, what's this going in the back of the net? On the all things to be considered, the ref, I think Virgil said it. I don't know if you saw his interview. He said the ref was nervous.
Yeah.
The ref was nervous. He couldn't communicate with him correctly.
He lost it. He gave out 3 yellow cards in like the first 10 minutes, first 15 minutes. He lost it. I know some of them challenges deserved it, but he just never seemed to have control. He doesn't seem confident. He doesn't seem like a confident ref, a ref that has that. As you said already, Grizz, you said it earlier on, like he wanted to make a name for himself. One of those Mike Dean moments, you know.
How was the Gomez foul not a penalty?
To be fair,
reason why that's not a penalty.
I could see why it wasn't. I can't lie. I could see why it wasn't, because he was going to block the shot, right? But I could see why it wasn't. But
you mean the one where their player went off injured because he took him out with his knee?
He was going and he literally took him down. It's like what we were saying about off the ball thing.
Yeah, but what Josh is saying, and I kind of agree, and I don't know if I think it's a penalty or not. But he doesn't even know the players. He's following the trail of play on the ball. Yeah, exactly. He's trying to block the shot, but he's inadvertently taken Gomez out. So I don't know where the rule would lie with that, to be honest with you.
But apart from that rule, actually, speaking of Mike Dean, right? He actually mentioned that Andres Pereira is a lucky boy. He should have gotten the second yellow.
That's a wild tackle. He should
have gotten the second yellow on Gravenberch, and you should have been, gotten a red card.
Those are the things that need to be.
I don't know why none of those went to VAR. Why did none of the? Where was the checks?
They did go to VAR. Stuart Atwell was VAR. And we know him.
Listen,
we know him.
I do want to say
we actually said how good Gravenberch is as well as a centre back. Like, Jesus, like he's doing Firmino stuff now. Like, in midfield. Like,
the other thing,
the guy is insane.
Gravenberch, it was a genius, right? But I think we should also give credit to Slot. I think that was a really bold system change that he made. That it takes a lot of guts to do that after you lose a man and go to 3-3-3 formation and Slot and Trent in the midfield on the right and move Gravenberch to central defense. It was like bold, and to execute that requires a lot of talent and world-class talent, and which we have. We know that we have that.
It does seem like something that was worked on in training, although for me watching it, the first 5-10 minutes, I was a little bit confused. It maybe potentially looked like the boys were a little bit confused, but it did seem like they sort of figured it out, because at one point you had Gakpo dropping into left back, then you had Jones dropping into left back, and it was like, what are we sort of doing? I was trying to figure it out, and then Trent was playing up he was inverting into midfield, so it was a little bit confusing at points. for a fan, but it seemed like the boys sort of understood the system. Because for me, I was saying, okay, right, down to 10 men, 17 minutes, maybe go take Gomez into left back, bring Kwanzaa on, but no, Slot is a tactician. But I feel like I feel like the shouts for Robbo to be sold is a bit too much. I think yes, we left back in. Yes, Robbo needs to go to the bench. The thing is, unfortunately for Tsimikas, is that every time he seems to get a run of form, every time he seems to get a run in the team, he gets injured. So it is Tsimikas that needs to go. Robbo will be happier being on the bench, and his leadership is needed more for the team, and it would be something that the team needs and the team can benefit from. I do think, getting a left back in is needed. I think the most important part that is needed in January is that midfield. I think we need to strengthen in the midfield. There is no way that we can keep running the Grav, because we saw it in the Newcastle game. It's the first time I've seen Grav labouring back. He looked like Trent labouring back, you know, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good to see. So that midfield is something that needs to be strengthened. I think in regards to the point,
I just want to say that's 4 points now, dropped in 2 points games, guys. Any worries? They
are the toughest teams. I think they're the two toughest teams against the top six, and Tottenham. I do think they're the teams which we're going to be trouble. I really
We've got
do.
We've got West Ham and Spurs away next 2 games. West Ham and Spurs away next 2 games.
I'm not worried about West Ham, but I'm worried about Spurs. Only if they get back their central defender back.
You can't
Can
be
I,
worried.
can I be honest? I think Dazza said it earlier. I truly believe the points that we dropped to Fulham today was probably the points that we could have dropped to Everton if that game went ahead 12:30 just after Newcastle. How the boys were. I think that the time we had off was great. I don't think it's a worry. The reason being is because we're getting Alisson back, Jota's back, Chiesa's back, Elliott's back. It's just unfortunate how this has happened. Robertson getting sent off in the 17th minute is unfortunate. You know,
but he only misses the Southampton game.
Yeah, there you go. McAllister again missing from today. I think him being on the pitch today would have been a benefit, especially with how the game was going. I just think that I don't think it's a worry. I think we're getting the players back at the right time. I just think, listen, we just went on a crazy run. We're going to have a small dip off. We're going to have a small drop in form. And now it's Christmas period where the games are coming thick and fast, especially Prem games. It gives us an opportunity to right our wrongs pretty quickly. And I think it's, I don't think it's that much of a worry. Although I did say to you last time I was on just after the Man City game that we shouldn't be dropping points. We should be going in and we should be getting 9 out of 9 out of the next week, which was Newcastle.
And I told you that,
and Everton. You told me 7 out of 9. You told me that. You told me,
yeah.
but it hasn't been 7 out of 9. It's been 5.
Try and watch this team for my life for no reason, and football on a whole. You know, it doesn't work like that. In my chat, everyone was saying 4-0, 3-0, 4-1, 3-0, 4-1.
I was saying 1-0 this game.
I was like, okay, no problem. You guys, you know, have your takes and whatever. It doesn't work like that. And now on the extreme, I don't think it's over as well. So there's always extremes and there's always opinions always fluctuate. And, you know, our thoughts and positivity levels sometimes are based on, you know, more our own fears. You know,
the other 3 teams are not out of the title race, in my opinion.
I don't think they are at all.
No way.
I don't think they're at all. I mean,
I get the people.
I think Dazza was going to come in and say, no, we shouldn't be worried about Spurs and West Ham. Why do you think that, Dazza?
Spurs, we shouldn't be losing against Spurs. Absolutely.
Okay, so can you see us drawing at Spurs?
I feel obviously we should know we're going to win. We're going to win. I'm going balls deep. There we go. Going to beat Spurs 3-0. It's easy. That's shit.
Look, the problem.
You cannot draw or lose to Spurs. I don't even care if it's at their fancy.
Dazza Saeed LFC has spoken.
The problem.
Do not compare me to Saeed.
You are. I'm sorry. You are absolutely him.
Just
You
because we're
predict
both brown
everything
and
that we're gonna-
fat.
You predict everything that we're going to win 3-0, 4-0. How can I not predict you? Like, how can I not call you the Saeed? Like, we've just dropped 4 points. No, how many points?
Like,
4
points.
points.
in 2 games.
Okay. You to be fair, Josh, we did say Spurs were the other team outside of the thing, but you can't have Spurs. Come
Everyone's
on.
saying,
Listen,
please, doesn't stop, please. Everyone's saying, just stop.
The only thing with Spurs, very similar to Fulham today, with their 2 centre backs out, I think we can get at Dragerson
That's
and
huge.
potentially Davis.
That is huge.
I think
That's what's
without
keeping
Romero
me-
and without Van der Ven, I think.
And the
we
goalkeeper, by the way, they've got like a
And yeah,
40-year-old
If they
goalkeeper.
had their full strength team, if you gave me a point, I take it.
And
But
on
without
top
their
of that,
centre-backs,
we've got Southampton in midweek. Yeah, and which we're going to change up the team.
I was going to say very quickly, because I'm going to wrap it up now. Very quickly, Southampton lineup. Dazza, have you got a lineup in mind? Do you know any ladies' names?
Yeah, no. Apart from Marjorie, no. Which she's pretty good in the.
Or
box.
are you thinking now mix and match? A few youngsters, a few seniors.
Who we got left back? There's a young left back, isn't there?
Yeah, Norris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Norris.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Robbo,
just
red carded.
which is why I think we actually might go out. I think we'll go out.
I was
Is it
going to
that
say
problem?
something
Is
wild
that
on
issue?
that
What do
game,
you
by
think?
the way, because Slot's not at that game either, by the way, because he's banned.
Oh
So we've lost
that's
Slot
true.
and Robbo for that game. I play all the kids, and then if we lose, we can blame Haintinger, who's an ex-Everton player anyway.
Josh Summit, are we?
Johnny Haintinger, we can blame
Are we
him.
not interested in this game at all? Or go on, Summit, you
No,
go first.
I'm interested in this game. Title is a
Okay.
title.
A trophy is a trophy. Yeah, true. But
Trophy is a
I
trophy.
just. But
That too in a
yeah,
quarterfinal, quarterfinal.
What kind of lineup are you thinking then, Summit?
I'll make a couple of changes in the midfield.
Maka can
Obviously,
play,
with Chiesa
can't he?
back and David Nunes and Diogo Jota was on the bench.
Not playing
So
Jota.
obviously we can rotate the front lineup. And I will bring in Tyler Morton, give Gravy a little bit of rest if we can. I know Maka is out, right, for that game?
No, he's back.
No,
He
it's
can
back.
play.
He's back.
I wouldn't
He's
play
back.
him. I wouldn't play him.
So no, we need a little bit of depth. So
Macca's dead set to play. Dead set
Maka's
to
on
play.
holiday for me for a bit.
Macca's
No,
dead set to play.
you've got to get him back in the team, haven't you? He's got to.
He's
you've got to
100%.
get
Matt,
him.
that's one of your calls that I'm telling you is completely 100% wrong. He's 100% starting.
What do you reckon,
I would
Morton?
bring in
Morton,
Maka.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it
Endo.
is. He hasn't played for 2 weeks. How can you leave a footballer out?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got to get some
Yeah,
we
he
need
rhythm.
to
needs
get
to
the
start.
rhythm back, right?
He hasn't played
Give
for 2
Tottenham
weeks.
in it. There's the next game.
Give
Tottenham away.
Tyler Morton, Maka.
Yeah,
mix it up a
but he
little
hasn't
bit.
played for the last 2 games.
I'll play Mac for that.
This is our only real worry is defense. I mean, in midfield,
There's no
we've got
defenders.
enough,
Yeah, I'm not playing any of
that's the only real worry. That defense,
100%.
so-
We literally had
100%.
Quansah. That was it. We had Quansah on
Yeah.
the bench, and that was it.
So as
I
long
think-
as he
I
could
think-
try
I
and
think- I think Gomez, Kwanzaa, Nalo, who I saw in pre-season out in the US,
Nalo, that was
very
it, that
impressive
was
it.
youngster.
And
And
Norris.
Norris left back.
you think
genuinely-
Kelleher could play left back?
Back
You
in
think so?
training now.
Yeah, Kelleher play left back. And then midfield
Keller
is
used to
fine.
be a striker.
Endo, you got to remember Endo, Elliott, Morton can play in midfield. In fact, I think Maka. I think it's going to be Endo, Maka, and Morton in midfield. Elliott wide right instead of Salah, Jota
Yeah,
and
correct.
Nunes.
Yeah, correct, correct.
Good enough to
Yeah.
win.
There you
I
go.
wouldn't play
You've done it,
Jota.
Although
Grizz.
I would
Would
like to
not
see
play Jota.
Chiesa get a start. I
But
know that he's probably not
Not
going
just
to.
start.
but
I
I
would
would
give
like
him
to
a few
see.
minutes. Not start.
Jota comes off the bench.
Yeah, break down
Chiesa
the
comes
game
off the
start.
bench.
K-Mac, why are you not playing Jota or Maka?
I'm keeping them. I'm keeping them two for important games. I really am. Like we missed.
What's
Maka
wrong with
today.
playing? What's wrong
We
with
missed
playing
Maka
Maka? Why
today,
are you anti-playing Maka? He hasn't played for 2 weeks.
I mean, the guy hasn't had a rest in about 3 years, has he? Because he's had Copa Americas and World Cups, and like he's just been
Told you he's had 2
constantly
weeks
flogged.
off. I told you he had 2 weeks off.
Yeah, so just keep giving him another week. I'm fine. Like, I'm really not bothered about this cup.
Top
I'm really
level
not bothered about
players,
this
top
cup.
level players need to play a certain amount of games. They've
Yeah.
conditioned to play every 3 days. You have to remember that. Mentally, psychologically, physically, they're trained They're born to play every 3 days at the highest level. If
Well, we had
a certain footballer, unless he's injured, doesn't play for 2 weeks, that's a severe lack of rhythm. That's not resting. You got to remember they're primed to play. K-Mac.
Well, we had
You look how we did against
Real
Girona.
Madrid. Look, Real Madrid at home wasn't a game that we really needed to go hammer and tong for. Like, and we got 2 of our big players injured. Like, we got Konate injured and we got Bradley injured. And we're in a situation where we're literally flogging all the centre backs, and all of those defenders now are being.
So who are you playing?
So
you're completely throwing this game, basically.
Yeah, I'm not bothered by it.
That's fine. Yeah, that's okay.
You're not bothered by it.
Josh, are you?
Is it too late?
I think no matter what we say,
when we go into the next round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think no matter what we say, yeah, Slot hasn't really given us any sign that he changes up his team too much. Right?
We just for the cup.
I think this might be the one
in that Brighton game.
I think this one he'll be forced. I think this one he'll be forced to change because
he made 7 changes in the last round. 7 changes.
No. I think this one, with the state of our defense, with our defensive backups, he'll be forced to rest at least.
I think that's the only place.
3 of them.
Yeah, that's the only place that he will rest. I don't think I think he potentially does start Jota. I think he potentially he starts Nunes. He does start Maka, and Endo should start. There's no reason why he shouldn't.
1,000,000%.
I would like to see Tyler Morton start as well. But listen, I think it will be a Morton Maka Maka Endo midfield. With Maka playing in the 10. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's I think Elliott's going to play on the right wing. I think Nunes might play off the left, and I think you might have Jota up front. I think he will. Listen, I think we need to get some minutes in Jota. I think he can start against Tottenham, and I think he does do well against Tottenham. We have seen him score a few goals against Tottenham in the past. So I feel like we need to get some minutes in him. I think he's pivotal to our season and to the remainder of our season, although I do think we say this every year since he's been at the club. Once he comes back from injury, Jota is pivotal to our season. Can he stay fit?
I think it's pivotal for his Liverpool career. But guys, I'm going to have to wrap up. Thank you very much for all your
front line, Chiesa, Nunes, Cody Gakpo, because he hasn't played a huge amount Gakpo either.
You've lost it. Are you wait, hold on.
Nunes,
before we go, I need to. You've just said you're not going to play Maka, who's had 2 weeks off. Yet you're going to play Gakpo, who played every game.
Well, he hasn't played every game consistently because Diaz has been in and out with him.
He's played for Holland throughout the summer.
But he didn't play against Girona. Gakpo came on.
Yeah, but he's playing consistently. Maka hasn't played. I'm just literally telling you 2 weeks.
Yeah, but we've got Elliott, so we can play Elliott as the 10. We can play Endo and Tyler Morton.
Yeah, but your logic for Maka goes totally against what you're using for Gakpo.
I don't want Mac to get injured.
But you're okay with Gakpo. But you want to risk Gakpo getting injured.
You're fine with Gakpo getting injured.
So you're fine with Gakpo risking injury?
Yeah, but Diaz can play as a forward as well, though. So he's been played in 2 positions, Diaz. So I don't want to flog Diaz too much either.
K-Mac, you're funny. I swear you're just a wind-up merchant.
I'm really worried about the defence, though, because we haven't got anyone, to be honest. Like, have you got your boots, Grizz?
Listen, everyone has their opinions and takes on how should be played. But yeah, I understood. If you stuck to your guns and said, no, I don't want Maka, first team player, midfielder, I don't want him risk, and I don't want none of them. Because when I asked you, do you want to throw it? And you said, yes, I don't mind that either. If you don't give a shit about the Carabao Cup, I don't mind that either. But then you totally bamboozled me with saying Gakpo should start.
Well, we haven't got anyone else.
We've all named you 3 others.
I'm not playing Jota. I don't want to play Jota. Like, he gets injured all the time. I don't want to play him. Just
put him in bed, Jota. Keep him back. Keep Jota on in the bed for the rest of the season. We don't want to play
I
him.
think K-Mac's
So we
done
can
it.
keep him for next
Do
season.
you remember that other fella that came on and said something and then ended up saying something else? I think K-Mac's done that. I think is. But listen, yeah. So do you want to hold on? People are asking here. People are confused with your way of thinking. Are they saying so? Do you want Chiesa to start?
Yeah, I think well, Chiesa could start, couldn't he? He could start.
You said
He was on the
Chiesa on the
bench.
right, who hasn't played a game.
He was on the bench today, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
played.
he could play.
He's played about
play against
15 minutes
Southampton.
in 7 months or
So
whatever.
Chiesa, Elliot. Hold on. You don't want Elliot to start as well because you want.
Yeah,
Elliot
I want Elliot to play in the 10. I want Elliot to play in the 10.
Name us your team and let's see how wrong you are.
Okay, so
I know.
so it'd be Keller.
Hold on. Let's give him a chance.
Okay, so it's Keller. Left back will have to be Norris.
Yeah, let's just
be. Centre backs would be Quansah and Gomez. Yeah, we need some strength in there. Right back, we haven't got any right backs, have we?
You haven't thought this out.
I haven't thought that. I haven't thought that out.
I'll tell you what the back four I think is
say
going to
Nalo?
be. I tell you what I think that's going to be. I think the back four is going to be Gomez,
I don't think it'll be
Quansah, Nalo, and Norris.
I don't think he'll play Nalo. I don't think he'll play Nalo from the start.
So you think he's going to play one of the big guns then? He's got to play
He'd have
Virgil
to
or
play
Gomez.
Gomez, Quansah. Yeah, I don't think he'll play Virgil.
So who do you think he's going to play? Endo?
He could play Endo. He could play Endo as a right back. He's played as right back before, any Endo.
Not that I can think of.
You know what? I don't want to be the manager.
No, I know you don't, and I don't think any of us want. I don't think any of us want you to be the manager either, with your way of thinking. But let us finish off with your midfield.
Well, if Endo's playing as right back, then it'd have to be Matt.
People, we got to wrap up, guys. Thank you so much, K-Mac. Amazing as usual.
I completely lost it. All right.
Listen, I've got.
That's what Grizz does to you.
I know. I have a tendency to do that sometimes. It's not always intentional. Sometimes it's with a bit of joke and banter. I don't mean to, do it on purpose or offend you or wind you up on purpose. Sometimes, but listen, the Liverpool Reds, Summit, Josh, and K-Mac, thank you very much. See you soon, guys. Take care.
Take care, man.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.
5-0. See you later.
Bye-bye. Take care. Yeah, I have a tendency to do that, but I didn't mean to, so yeah, it was that was fun. He admitted no Macca in the end. He was like, okay, Macca.
Max play.
All right, let's end the show with a last call
Love
because I
it.
did promise him, even though it's going to be a quick, sharp one. Rizzy, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well, my bro. Whoops. Yeah. Look at that. You got kids screaming, cheering because Rizz is in the building. Rizzy, what are you saying?
Bless up, big up, General.
Your volume is a little bit low. Try to increase the volume a little bit.
Hold on.
Can you hear him, guys?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, much better now. Much better now.
All right. Yeah, man. Big up, my General.
What are you saying?
Watch you all the time on the Big Six.
Respect.
As an Arsenal fan. Big up the other guy. Big up Daz.
Yeah, Daz is dealing with the kids right now with his children, man.
But bless up chat also. I know this is a Liverpool channel, but
no, the calling show is neutral.
All right, for real. Yeah, man. But today the game was disappointing. At one time in the game, I forgot that we were at home playing. The game was uninspiring, lackluster. Bad in-game management, no creativity, no moment of brilliance, nothing. Odegaard had 3 clear-cut chances, couldn't bury one. Martinelli was doing Martinelli things. They said this guy had a higher ceiling than Saka. I haven't heard that conversation in a while. Everything was down the right to Saka. We are relying on this guy too much. Every time He has a game, whether he play goods or bad, he knows he's gonna start. He has no competition. Arteta hasn't, since Xhaka has left, he hasn't got that proper box-to-box midfield 8. I don't know where the hell he get this Mourinho guy from. The only time I see him when he's good is when he's playing for Spain. Yeah.
Damning, bro. This is a damning analysis on Arsenal today.
Partey, the in-game management was atrocious. When I saw him took Odegaard off around the 78th minute when we want a goal, and he was the only one creating and trying to do something, you take him off, bring on Waneri. Yeah, bring on Waneri, but why you have to take him off? Why you can't leave 2 of them on the field so they can play off each other, you know? Do something different. Sean Dice, he figured it out, you know? They just came there to do a point, and you're telling me today was the day you say you're going to honor Kevin Campbell, a legend of both clubs, and you're going to put in a stinker like that.
Wow.
That was damning.
Rizzy, you've made some strong points on Arsenal. I don't even want to ask you the next question because I think I know the answer already, but I'm going to ask it still. Are you conceding the title race?
Okay, bro. So right now we're firmly in a top 4 battle. We better not let that slip. Because look, back-to-back weekends, we drew. We drew against Fulham. Good team. You guys struggled against them today. But you guys had a tough game, you know. You can. If I was a Liverpool fan, I wouldn't even be mad right now. You're still top of the league. You lost only 1 game. You draw against Fulham.
We had 10 men for 80 minutes.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be mad. I would be mad. Your manager is doing a very good job. And right now, we're almost 5 years into this, whatever they call it, project.
Process, phase. Go on,
yeah,
Rizzy, can I ask you a question?
Go on.
How do other fans feel about the fact that Slot's come in and slotted in nicely, compared to like it's taken you guys? You're into what, your 5th year? You just said. How do other fans feel like about that like transition for Slot?
Okay, so I can't talk for nobody else but myself. The way how I feel is to see this guy come in, and if he wins the league, Arteta should be ashamed of himself. He should just leave. Put in his resignation and leave. Take the dog with him and the other scrubs with him and leave. I'm telling you. Because you had the chance to win the league. You could have even did a double if you did the right thing. If you did the right thing, you rely on your first 11, and that is insane. You thought the first 11 was going to win you the league in the first season you challenge. Why you didn't add a quality backup center back in mind? You didn't think Saliba or Gabriel would go down, and you know Rob Holding wasn't at the level.
Oh yeah, God.
You know that guy was at the level. And right now, today, I see some top gooners blaming Waneri. How can you blame Waneri? Like, the manager put the kid in this position. We shouldn't be relying on a 17-year-old. Yeah, we've been calling for him to play, but it shouldn't have been this way for we should be depending on him to bail us out like that.
100%.
You had the transfer window. You
100%.
you let go of what's his name, Vieira. As I mentioned before, you didn't sign a quality backup since Xhaka left. Odegaard, you didn't think of a quality backup for Odegaard, and people are going to know who you're going to get. There's lots of players out there. There's Verts. There's Musiala. There's Simmons. There's good midfielders out there. Like, we have the January.
I can feel the pain and frustration in your voice, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm loving it, obviously, as a rival.
Yeah, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, as a rival, but I understand the frustration because it's true. I had you guys down as favorites this season. I said this is your season, and I wasn't gaslighting. I wasn't trying to banter. I wasn't trying to put pressure. I was genuinely saying I think Arsenal win the title this season, and if people need to know that I always say if Liverpool managed to win the title this year, We're going to talk. We're going to talk. Rizzy, I must go. 2 hours is a wrap for me. Listen, call in next week. We have give you a bit more airtime. Respect. Thank you very much for the kind words.
Great call, mate.
Bless up,
Your
man.
life, I hope your life elevates, but I hope Arsenal's.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on, man. Thank you for the time and bless up, man.
No problem. Take care of yourself, my friend. All
Have a
right.
good one, Rizzy.
Big up.
Always great to end on an Arsenal slander chat as opposed to a Liverpool slander chat.
That made me feel good. That did.
It made me feel good, but I'm about us. Daz, that's 4 points dropped in 2 games. Mad 2 games coming up. Spurs away, West Ham away. I know you think we're going to just smash everyone and everything. I think I want just to make things feel a bit better. I want Brentford and United to turn up tomorrow and cause a couple of shocks. I wouldn't put it past either of those teams to cause a couple of shocks tomorrow, make us feel a bit better about the weekend. But Daz, thank you very much for joining me as usual. Always
Thanks
need
for
some
having me, mate.
positivity. I always need some positivity and some light-hearted foolishness from you.
I try to be the joker.
No,
I wasn't as much as a joke as K-Mac, but I mean,
don't
hey.
say that. K-Mac as well.
I respect it, K-Mac.
Yeah. People coming in the chat. You guys, where you been, man? It's 2 hours and it's a wrap. We out of here, man. Love you guys. If you haven't been able to come on today, tune in next week. We're going to try and bring in all the players, pundits, fans that weren't able to come on today. You can come in next week. We out of here. This has been KALL-IN-KHAN. Peace, love, and tranquility.